All right, we have the last knife in the box from Professor EDC, and we're going to end it on a high note, an interesting note. This is the Wii Vision R. This is the production version of the SNEX Vision, I think he called it. Maybe it was called the Vision R. From a custom maker. This is the production version. Let's just talk about it, and I'll try to keep my feelings to myself at this point, because my opinion is probably going to differ from every other video that you've watched on this or will watch on this, because I'm sure a lot of people already have videos out. I did not go looking because I don't like to do that and get other people's opinions on this knife with its super lock that comes out partially. Not quite sure what the point of that is. I know from talking with Alex over at the Watch and Cut channel, he follows this maker really good. He's been trying to get a custom version for a long time. And he talks to the maker quite a bit. And I believe on the custom version, this super lock piece comes all the way out. And on the end here has a tool to be able to disassemble it and things like that, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be wrong. Okay. So it's a titanium scales, titanium super lock, they call it. CPM 20 CV blade, which is all blacked out and no markings on the blade. That part I really like. The blade shape is okay to me. The super lock is interesting. It's very Demko shark lock-ish. And I've got a Demko right here. So you can see, yes. But here, it's all kind of an encapsulated unit, the whole locking piece. It's not, so it is totally a different lock, but it's similar in function, if you will. And it's got a pocket clip. Now, the custom ones do not have a pocket clip. Snex said he would never put a pocket clip on his customs because that's not how it's made, not what it's made for. And this pocket clip is in a crazy, odd location. Normally, you would have your pocket clip here. Let me zoom back out. I don't know why I'm staying zoomed in. Normally, your pocket clip is on the block side, or even if it's a Demko and your lock is on the top, it's either on this side if you're right-handed or this side if you're left-handed, right? No, they put it here on the, literally on the lock side. So for me, it carries really awkward. I don't like it at all in the pocket. It's very difficult to withdraw from your pocket. And it's almost like, it kind of sits at an angle. Normally, your knife is going to sit flat in the edge. Let me see. I've got my fake pocket that I used before, which is just a manila envelope, okay? So with a traditional knife, it's going to just slide into the pocket this way, right? Blade up against the seam of your pocket. If you're right-handed, well, it's up against the seam of your pocket if you're left-handed too. But, okay, so there you go. And it lays basically, flat against your body. So take that out and put the Vision R in your pocket. And it's just awkward. It's going to pull your pocket. And it's going to be awkward. And when you go to grab it, there's nothing on the outside to grab. Normally, I would even put a finger down here to grab the pocket clip to pull out, it's awkward because you have to go this way, kind of rotate forward to grab it and pull it out. And then it's kind of in a weird spot. Or if it's in your pocket and it is a little bit sticking out, what I have found is you can reach in and kind of pinch it here in your pocket and then pull it out. It's really awkward. It's I don't know. Maybe it's just me and I don't know how to use it. That could be it. You can watch other videos and people will probably say that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't know. I cannot stand it. I think it's odd and I don't know why it is. Also, deploying this knife is awkward to me. As you can see, the finger flicking is really high. So it's really kind of tough to coordinate your finger to get into that thumb hole. It'll work sometimes, but you kind of have to, you got to work on positioning your hand. So that's weird to me. When I first got this out of the box, I think the very first time that I unlocked it, I actually pulled the lock bar all the way out because I wasn't like that. I wasn't sure how it really worked. And so it got kind of jimmy jacked up for me. So if we take a close look, I'll try to show you here. You can see through that hole. Here's the lock bar pulling out from, and you can kind of see it over here on the side. It's a cutout in the blade that the end of the lock bar just kind of shoves into. Right? So you can kind of see it there, and that would just fall into that little hole when the lock bar is in place. Pull it back, and it gets out of the way. And then there's kind of a detent on the bottom side, which is right here, and the lock bar just kind of goes in there to keep it closed. So it's kind of genius and ingenuitive in that regard, right? But awkward to use. Even the thumb hole, it's a little bit awkward. You kind of need to rotate your hand, stick your thumb in, and then go. So anyway, enough about that. I thought I was going to keep my opinions to myself. I'll give you a final conclusion at the end, but let's talk about the specs. 4 7/16, 7 7/8 overall. You can also deploy it like access lock style with just pulling the super lock bar back. Blade is 3.57 with a 3.146 inch cutting edge. Very thin behind the edge at 0.013. Blade thickness is 0.116. This is going to be a very good slicer. Okay, it is a flat grind. Nice finger choil. You can hold, it's very comfortable in the hand because there's no pocket clip to do anything. I mean, there's a pocket clip, but it doesn't, there's no hot spots. It feels very good. Not equally comfortable in this grip because the pocket clip digs into the webbing of your thumb and finger. I don't know how many people are holding it backwards like that anyway, but hey, that's okay. But overall, it's a comfortable knife to carry or to handle and use. CBM 20 CV, as I mentioned. Overall thickness is 0.434. It runs on bearings, and it weighs in at 3.6 ounces. Super solid lockup. There's no blade play. It feels very solid. It does come in different configurations, different colors, coated blades, non-coated blades, all of that stuff. Here it is next to the Demko AD20. This one actually used to be mine. I then sold it to Alex. He sent it back up because I had a Demko AD20.5 that I wanted to do a video with, but I already did a video with these two together. So no need to do a similar comparison video again, right? Here it is next to the Spyderco Delica. The Sharpie. And a couple batteries just because. So all in all, there's really, I don't really like this knife. I can appreciate it for what it is. I think some of the engineering is cool with the lock, bar and the interface between the lock bar and the blade, I think is all cool stuff, sort of innovative. I don't like the pocket clip. I don't like the deployments. I don't even really like the auditory sound of it. So for me, it's a no, but you may appreciate all those things. You may like the way it fits in the pocket. You may be super excited about the super lock and things like that. So I'm not saying don't buy it. These are $269 at Knife Center, because that's where this came from. If you are interested. I don't know, guys. Anybody that owns this, please comment down below. Let me know your real world thoughts. I've had it for a few days. I've carried it around the house. Those are my thoughts. Again, everything on my channel is just my thought. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything, and I'm not trying to get you not to buy anything. I'm just giving you my opinion on whatever knife is in front of me. And some I really like, some I don't like. But I'm not going to be the guy that only shows knives that I like, because I think that's doing a disservice to my viewers. I think I owe it to you to give you the same level of video on a knife that I like and a knife that I don't like, because that's the beauty of this hobby. There is a knife for everybody, and that doesn't mean that just because it's for you, that it is for somebody else, and vice versa. So no judgment on the knife. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not falling apart. It's super high quality. All that stuff is great. It's just not for me. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear it. Please go check out Professor EDC channel as well. And I think I have a We Knife playlist up here in the corner.